This is a KMVT Sports presentation.
The road to a California State Division II girls basketball championship could very well begin here at the Rascon Memorial on the St. Francis campus. That road can either start for the Broncos of Northgate High School from Walnut Creek or for the St. Francis Lancers. Hello again, everyone. I'm George Devine, joined by Bill Delaney. And Bill, the St. Francis Lancers won the Central Coast section Saturday night with a win over Homestead. Charlie Ryerson with 17 points in that game. They face a very similar challenge tonight and a much smaller, quicker team in the visitors from Walnut Creek.
I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I think it's going to have a lot to do with how St. Francis handles the defense of Northgate. They're not giving up many points per game, and St. Francis is going to have to convert open court situations and try to pick up the tempo a little bit against a good defensive team.
We're talking about Northgate being a good defensive team. They have a very quick tandem of twin sisters in their backcourt, Rochelle and Drusilla Haft. Both of them 5'9" juniors, both of them very quick, averaging about 7 points a game. Also a couple of steals a game for both of them.
Yeah, there's no doubt St. Francis is going to have to solve the riddle of the Northgate defense to be successful tonight. I think it'll be, can St. Francis go inside and establish themselves and kind of negate the speed of Northgate and their defense?
How about the home floor advantage, first round of the state playoffs?
Always a big advantage. I don't care what anybody says. To be playing on your home floor, St. Francis has played 15 or 16 games here, so they're ready for it.
And let's talk once more about the size advantage. Nikki Heil inside, Heather Goodell-Kelly off the bench. What does that do for St. Francis in a game like this?
Well, we'll find out. If they can get the ball inside, that's going to pose real matchup problems for Northgate. And I think those two particular players will play a big role in determining the outcome of the game.
Northgate only gives up 35 points a game. St. Francis, a team which likes to run the floor and score out of its half-court offense. It should be interesting. Coming your way in a few moments on KMVT. We're ready for the start of action at the Rascon Memorial. We hope you are too, so pull up a chair. And friends, be sure to enjoy tonight's game between St. Francis, the host school in the white, and Northgate, the traveling school in the reds. Mike DiCarlo in his third year as the head coach of the St. Francis Lancers, piloting the Lancers to their third ever CCS championship in the school's girls basketball history. And on the other side, Gabe Adami in his third season at Northgate. He did coach previously at San Ramon Valley and led the Wolves to the 1991 state championship. So we're set to tip off this CIF Division II girls basketball state quarterfinal contest. CIF would like to thank Arco AM/PM for their sponsorship. Charlie Ryerson drives down and scores for the Lancers.
Nice drive by Charlie. I like St. Francis's attempt to go inside right away. Attempt to establish an inside game, and that's what it's going to take, I think.
Shauna McGlennon loses it inside to Drusilla Haft, one of the two twins we were talking about. She gets it out to her sister Drusilla. That was Rochelle over on the right wing who now has the ball. So Rochelle driving the lane into traffic. Finds Sandu underneath. Nikki Heil touches the rebound, and Shauna McGlennon keeps it alive on the floor for Courtney Keegan.
Nice play by McGlennon to keep the ball alive. Great look by Courtney Keegan there.
The bucket by Heil makes it 4-0 with 7 minutes to play here in the first period.
St. Francis in that one-and-done press and immediately get a turnover.
So Gabe Adami watching his club give up 4 quick points here in the early going. They're only allowing 35.2 on the year, outscoring their opponents by 22 points. Ryerson with Heil underneath. Heil to the baseline. And the putback by Ryerson, nothing happening. Sandu the rebounds. And Rochelle Haft will bring it up the floor, averaging 4 points and an assist and a half a contest. Sandu driving from the wing.
As you can see, George, very disciplined offense. They're not going to take it and shoot very quickly unless they're wide open. Very patient, and that's what they're noted for. That also has a lot to do with them keeping point totals down.
Shot clock to 1. And it falls in for Rochelle Haft. So 4-2 our score with 6:09 to play here in the first period. Nikki Heil from a rare spot on the wing. Oseguera. Northgate rebounds very well for a small team, and Bill, we got to look at them. Very good fundamental team on the boards. They box out and get positioned very well.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that. If you watch that shot, they had everybody blocking out after the shot was taken.
Open three for Drusilla Haft. And Sandu with good positioning right there for the rebounds. Sandu in traffic over Heil.
Nice shot. Good help by Heil, but she made a nice shot on the low post there.
4-4 is our score. Sandu tied it, overcoming a 4-inch advantage against Nikki Heil. Sandu at 5'10" and Heil at 6'2". Ryerson. And last touch by the Broncos.
Charlie's a three-point shooter, one of the few on the St. Francis team, and she's not afraid to take that.
Shot clock is at 29. So a second ticked away from Mike DiCarlo's troops. Heil was led too far, and Carolyn Shinofsky with the steal.
I think we're seeing pretty good defense by Northgate, once again forcing St. Francis into the turnovers.
Also seeing a lot of good movement away from the balls by the Broncos.
Exactly. Very nice patience on offense. They move the ball, not too anxious, very disciplined.
Shot clock to 5.
Nice play by McGlennon.
Here's McGlennon for the basket. Didn't use the glass. And the Lancers will get it out of bounds. 4:34 to play here in the first period. 4 apiece on the scoreboard. Here's Courtney Keegan. The push and the shot. Heil for the rebound was hit as she went up.
Looks like St. Francis is a little over anxious, George, offensively. It looks like they're shooting one pass too soon. I think if they just become a little more patient, they might find themselves getting easier open shots. They're trying to make it happen with the dribble, and I think against a good defensive team, that could be a problem.
Get our first look tonight at Sharon Engelmeyer. Engelmeyer, the leading scorer for this Northgate club at 17.2 a game. The foul was on Courtney Dawson, her first. Keegan driving baseline, held onto by Rochelle Ham. That's 2 team fouls on Northgate. Our officials tonight are Mark Lampkin and Bill Michaels, both out of the Oakland Association. They try to have as neutral as possible for the officiating assignments.
Always a good idea when you get to Norcal, it's not to have officials from your association. Northgate coach kind of upset by that.
Keegan nails the tray. She had a 7-point game in the CCS final win over Homestead. And that breaks the 4-all tie with 4 minutes to play. Engelmeyer's first shot, pulled down by Nikki Heil.
Nice rebound. I think Courtney Keegan, number 15, is the key here. That might be offensive, George. It's a good call. She reached out with her left hand on that in order to gain an advantage. I think once again she saw the lane. They picked it up pretty quick, and she ended up pushing because she lost a little bit of control.
Mike DiCarlo goes to his bench for the first time, brings on Heather Goodell-Kelly.
It's nice to be able to substitute and bring in a player like Heather, top quality player, replacing a quality player. Good depth for St. Francis.
Heather was honorable mention all-league for the 3rd straight year. It's quite an accomplishment to consider how good the De Anza division is. Missed by Sandu. And Northgate gets it with a fresh 30 out of bounds with 3:34 to play, trailing 7-4.
Yeah, I think it's really important that St. Francis doesn't give up second opportunities. Once a shot's been taken, they have the size advantage. They need to rebound. If they give up second and third opportunities against a team like this, they could be in trouble. Nice rebound there by Heather.
Courtney Dawson missing on the first shot opportunity. Lancers look to build on a 7-4 advantage. Oseguera off of bounds.
Again, I think dribbling into your shot and taking it's probably not what Coach DiCarlo wants right now. Another pass, reverse the ball, get a better open shot. You watch Northgate. 1, 2, 3 inside. She misses the shot, but there it is, that second opportunity that we just talked about, George.
Sandu had the big rebound out of the high post. It's always a passing post usually. And the first points for Engelmeyer. Engelmeyer had 12 in the 5-point loss to Newark Memorial in the North Coast Section Championship game. Look inside, chance for the lead for the Broncos. Priscilla Half to her sister Rochelle.
I'm not sure how many turnovers that is, George, for St. Francis, but Northgate's creating them a little bit, and St. Francis is not as patient as they probably should be at this point.
Teresa Guerra, who started the game tonight on the bench in favor of Shauna McGlennon in the starting lineup.
Teresa's an excellent three-point shooter. She's having a great year, and I think she's brought in for that purpose, perhaps. St. Francis now in the zone, George, to see how Northgate handles it. I really like their discipline. They got Heather Goodell Kelly for a push in the back at the low post. Here comes the lob. Watch her from behind. Questionable, I'd say. She did have her hand there. It didn't look like a real flagrant push.
It didn't look like a real fight over position as Nikki Heil comes back as well. And that's what the officials down there usually look for is, you know, was position taken away from somebody who had established it.
Exactly. Now, interesting, St. Francis kind of going with the Twin Towers idea with Goodell Kelly and Heil.
2:11 to play here in the first. 7-6 Lancers on top. Broncos can go up 1 on this trip. Across the zone, the open Engelmeyer. She's hit twice from that same spot, has 4 off the bench.
You can tell they're an excellent shooting team. They get their feet set before the ball arrives, George, and if they do, you're in trouble because they're going to make it most of the time.
Here's Charlie Ryerson.
I don't think she called bank, but it went in.
Charlie Ryerson looked like she caught that off of a toss back. 10-8, the Lancers regain the lead.
Lancers in the zone. I think with the bigger lineup, George, they've decided to go straight zone with the 2 big post players in.
Ryerson up top for Keegan.
I think Courtney's the key to St. Francis. I really do. All year, she has been the catalyst for them. When she has a good game, St. Francis is tough to beat.
Lancers,
so far, she's starting out very well.
Lancers open up a 5-point lead with 1 minute to play here.
That's a pretty good sized zone, but here comes Northgate right back. There you go. Nice rebound. There's Keegan. Notice her vision up the floor. It's the second pass she's made that's led to a basket.
Goodell Kelly completes the scavenger hunt for St. Francis. Lancers go up by 7, their biggest margin of the game with 36 seconds left here in the first half.
St. Francis looks a little confused, George, defensively. Now they're back into a man. It looked like they had a little tough time on the communication.
Engelmeyer's missed her last 2 from the floor.
We have a push off there on number 15, Elisa Sandu. That was, no doubt that was a good call.
Her first 3 team fouls on Northgate. Mike DiCarlo's club with 20.8 remaining here in the first period.
Shauna McGlennon checking in for Teresa Guerra now.
You got to assume that he's thinking last shot in this situation.
17 seconds, probably, unless you have an automatic layup, you're going to look for the last one. Oh, that hurts.
And what hurts even more for St. Francis with 11.2 seconds remaining is the possession arrow favors Northgate. So they, in theory, could score 6 unanswered points.
St. Francis in the zone.
Engelmeyer with 6, scores off the turnover. And it's the Lancers by 5 after 1 at home here in Mountain View. 15-10 the score. We're watching the Norcal playoffs on KMBT. Northgate and St. Francis, the 4 seed against the 5 seed here in the 1997 CIF Northern California Girls Basketball Division II playoffs. This game not the only one going on this evening in high school gyms in the northern part of the state. Number 1 seed Del Campo hosts Chico's Pleasant Valley up in Sacramento County. Del Campo checking in at 28-5 on the year. Then, of course, our game, St. Francis and Northgate. The winners of these two games will square off on Thursday. And NCS champion Newark Memorial hosts Grant of Sacramento. And then CCS loser Homestead plays up at Shasta in Reading. So meal money for the Mustangs. They head up north.
Oh yeah, nice steal on that first possession. We just kind of missed it with the bracketing. Shauna McGlennon with a nice steal at the low post gave St. Francis the ball back.
Heather Goodell Kelly draws the foul from Carolyn Stanowski. Stanowski with her first 4 team fouls now on Northgate.
I think, George, the next few minutes are going to be really important, I think, for St. Francis and for Northgate. If St. Francis can get some easy baskets, establish themselves a little bit, it'll be an interesting challenge for Northgate.
Here's Heather Goodell Kelly over to Ryers, make it to Keegan. And 3 in the lane called against Nikki Heil. Second quarter just underway, 7:31 to go. Mike DeCarlo's Lancers leading Gambadami's Mustangs 15-10.
I like St. Francis is really changing their defenses, George. They're zoning, they're full court manning, they're full court zone trapping. They're doing all kinds of things to make Northgate adjust. And even though Northgate's disciplined, it just takes them out of their rhythm a little bit, I believe. Great pass there.
Drusilla Half with her first 2 of the night. Coming off a 7-point game in the 48-43 loss to Newark. That's California, not New Jersey or Delaware. Goodell Kelly threading it underneath. And
well,
Keegan
I'm not sure it was artistic, but it got there. Deflected off the original receiver. You'll see this intended right here for Heil, and it just kind of kicks up and being at the right place at the right time. Courtney Keegan.
Keegan, who was 3 of 5 the other night from the line, with her first free throw opportunity here. Heil gets a breather.
Both coaches doing a nice job of substituting, George, trying to keep players fresh. The first quarter or so of any big-time game, usually you're hyperventilating, your breathing patterns are off a little bit, and it's nice to get in a substitute once in a while so a player can relax.
How do the coaches do on the breathing end?
Well, thank God they don't have to play, but it can be pretty tough to get air too.
We haven't seen Mike DeCarlo reach for the overhead oxygen mask yet. 17-12 Lancers with 6:51.
There's a great job of defense by Northgate, once again forcing a turnover. And that's exactly what you don't want if you're St. Francis, but that's exactly what Northgate's trying to do.
Gabe Adami, who graduated from the University of San Francisco in 1956. Saw some pretty good defensive clubs there, led by fellas named Russell and Jones, and his club a pretty good defensive team as well.
I'll say. You know something about defense then. Here's the dribble drive. Not sure who the foul was against. I believe it was
on Shauna McGlennon, her first.
It was, okay. I wasn't too sure on that.
3 team fouls now on the Lancers, and free throws on the way for Drusilla Haft. She was 3 of 4 the other night. Looking for her 4th point of the game here. Looking to pull Northgate within 3.
Now you see Northgate extending their pressure a little bit, making St. Francis handle the ball a little more. Smart move, I think.
Especially against a smaller team.
They're running the double team at us, and a great job by Ryerson of picking it up. And there's Courtney Keegan. Seems to be everywhere tonight. She's handling the ball. She's in the right place at the right time, making nice passes.
And one of those places where she is in double figures with 10 points. Rochelle Haft scoring her 4th of the night. 19-16 our score. 6:05 to go here in the second quarter.
Here comes Northgate. They've got the full court, and then they double team over half court, George. Kind of interesting. If St. Francis can pick it up, they'll find open people. There's Keegan again. She makes her presence felt.
And the foul coming up on Goodell Kelly is her 2nd. And a big foul against that twin tower interior of St. Francis. Lancers retreat across half court. Michelle Half looking for Engelmeyer to open up on the top. Goes across to her twin sister Drusilla.
Great defense by Shauna McGlennon. Watch, she's not letting it, she's making the scorer work very hard to get the ball back at the point, and that'll create problems.
There's Engelmeyer off a drive.
Nice rebound.
Lancers can extend their lead back to 2 possessions this trip down.
There's Keegan. Well, they've definitely trying to exploit Courtney's size on the Northgate defense, and they're actually swinging her down low and posting her up. I like that move because she's a very effective player inside, as you can see there.
Keegan plays a very big 5'9".
Oh, she's an excellent player. She can play inside and out. She can handle the ball. She can rebound, and she's just a great competitor as well. And her greatest asset may be just her competitiveness. She doesn't let the team lose. She doesn't let her teammates get down if they make mistakes, and I kind of like that.
So Keegan, Heil, Ryerson, McGlennon, and Guerra for St. Francis. Lancers get the ball back, 21-16. And a whistle underneath against Nikki Heil.
That one was away from the ball. I did not see that. But they don't need to get their postmen in trouble, I know.
Bill, you were the one a couple years ago that said post players are like pitchers in baseball. You can never have enough of them.
Exactly.
Who are healthy and able to play. Lancers by 5 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Engelmeyer off a drive.
Nice rebound.
Engelmeyer looks like a real streak shooter. That streaking pass led Courtney Keegan too far.
I think Ryerson had the right idea. She just hurried it a little bit. If she had made a 2-foot stop, might have found her wide open for a layup.
Engelmeyer, who's the shooting threat, goes up top for Ito, who's just joined us.
They run that nice little scissors cut there. Nice job of rebounding, but there's Northgate to take it.
Sandu has 4. Northgate within 3. 21-18 with 4:20 to play. Heil off a flash, out to Ryerson for 3. Northgate can tie on this trip as they're down 3 with 4:03 to go during the first half. The set by Dawson didn't go, and here come the Lancers.
Kind of a quick shot by Northgate, George. That might have been their earliest release they've had.
I think they only want 1 pass on that possession.
Exactly. It's not like them normally. I don't think Coach Adami's thrilled with that shot selection there. There goes Courtney Keegan with the drive.
Courtney Keegan whistle for the charge. That's her second.
I'm sure we're going to say a judgment call on this. Here she comes. She sees the lane open, drives down. Well, questionable. It looked like she might have been bumped by Hampton in the back. However, they ruled that the defender in front of her was in position.
Keegan goes to the bench, as does Sharon Engelmeyer, the player she collided with. Engelmeyer took a pretty good kick to the midsection. Right now, making sure everything's okay over on the bench.
Now St. Francis in that matchup zone.
Ito inside for Dawson.
Can't give up second shots, George. It's just what we were talking about.
Elisa Sandu hits on her second effort. Has 6 points. Northgate's within 1 with 3:03 to play. 21-20.
I think with Keegan going out, St. Francis, we're going to find out if St. Francis can adjust. Somebody's going to have to step up in Courtney's place. and settle the Lancers down here.
The foul coming up is on Mika Ito, her first. It is the 7th team foul on Northgate. So Gabe Adami's trips to put St. Francis in the bonus with 2:57 applied. Oseguero hasn't been to the line in the last 2 games. Shows her rustiness, but puts up some good hustle for the ball.
Well, the last 3 minutes are going to be an interesting end of the half for St. Francis. They're in their zone without their leader out there.
Sandu off a flash. Ito for the putback as it knocked away by Guerra. There's Sandu again.
As I said, these second and third shots, George, are going to kill St. Francis. You just simply can't give up offensive rebounds like that.
3 with the charmer for Dawson. Northgate with the lead again at 22-21.
That's a nice look. Nice block out by Northgate.
Northgate doing a good job finding the open rebounder, not just the open shooter. Lancers got to watch those back cuts with 2:03 to play, down 1. Priscilla Haft.
Another offensive rebound.
Rochelle Haft for the putback.
Another.
And Ito loses it to Ryerson.
That's a nice pass by Ryerson there to get it to Christine Garma for the layup. That's a big basket, I think. St. Francis had a little problem there in the last minute and a half. Now if they can regather themselves, they'll be okay.
1:34 to go. Dawson with the open look. There are the rebounds. And the Lancers up.
Another nice look. Excellent look by Charlie Ryerson. She's not scoring, George, but she's finding open people down the floor. That's critical without Courtney Keegan in the game.
That time finding Nikki Heil to put the Lancers ahead 3 with 1:14 to play here in the first half. Sandu inside for Rochelle Haft. She has 6. A minute left here in the first half. 1-point ball game. St. Francis 25, Northgate 24.
There goes the double team by Northgate. Great drive by Garma. Nice little move.
Christine Garma, 5'1", the smallest player in this game, has given the Lancers 4 huge points.
What a big lift for St. Francis. I believe it's a foul on Ryerson before the shot.
That will put Northgate into the bonus. That'll be Ryerson's first.
We have Keegan and McLennan, I believe, checking back in for St. Francis, and maybe Hirsch at the same time. Might be a third substitute.
So Chrissy Hirsch, who was promoted from the JVs, has seen a lot of action, especially in these kind of situations where Mike DiCarlo needs some defense in the closing seconds of a half or a ball game.
Right, Chrissy's a very athletic player, very aggressive, perfect complement to this team.
Dawson did not go to the line against Newark Memorial. And the rebound kept alive for Hirsch.
And there she is. That's why you put her in.
30 seconds to go here in the half. Nikki Heil. Guerra. Back to Heil.
Could be a foul on Hirsch there on the push-off.
And indeed it is. So Hirsch with her first. 8 team fouls on St. Francis. Here's a big difference between the college women and the high school girls. College women, they stopped counting fouls on 7. It's a 1-and-1 from the 7th onward. High school girls use the same rule the college men and the high school boys do, where they keep counting till 10, then it's a double bonus.
All right. I like that rule.
So those of you who are going to be following the Women's March Madness, which begins on Thursday, you don't have to adjust your set when they get to the 10th foul because they stopped counting on 7. Mika Ito on the line for the 1-and-1. Nikki Heil with the pull down. Shot clock off for the Lancers. They have a chance for the last shot.
Here's the Northgate double team again.
Keegan into Heil.
Nice pass.
Heil's second effort, she's fouled on the way up.
Beautiful pass by Courtney Keegan. Here it comes out point. She sees that hand up, throws it directly to it. And Nikki just misses the shot, gets a rebound and gets fouled.
Michelle Half with the foul, her second. 18 fouls aside. 6.1 seconds left. Heil can hit one, she makes it a 2-possession ball game. Lancers right now up 3. Heil 1 of 3 the other night against Homestead. Free throw line has not been a nice place tonight for either of these clubs.
No, neither team shooting very well from the line so far. There we go. 6 seconds, big possession here.
Michelle Half trying to beat the buzzer and count the putback by Engelmeyer. So Engelmeyer beats the buzzer, and they head into the locker rooms with a 2-point game here at halftime. St. Francis with the edge on Northgate. You're watching the Northern California Division II CIF playoffs right here on KMVT. Second half about to get underway, a 2-point margin. And the fans here at St. Francis loving this CIF first round Norcal action. The CIF would like to thank ARCO and AM/PM Mini Markets for their support of athletics in California high schools. George Devine and Bill Delaney here calling the action, joined by our producer and director Lazarus Sargenitas. So far we've seen a good game tonight. Interesting inbounds play coming up here.
It's just a little safety valve. They make sure that Northgate doesn't pressure them and safely get the ball in. That's the key to any inbounds play, George. Complete the pass.
Looked like a penalty kick in soccer.
Yeah.
Nikki Heil.
Nice pass by Shauna McGlennon, led to a basket. St. Francis is starting to convert those passes to the low post, and that could be very helpful, obviously, in the second half. They need to eliminate the turnovers that they had in that first quarter, and they could make it difficult on Northgate. Very nice shuffle cut there by Northgate. They've run that play about 4 or 5 times, and St. Francis is simply not getting off into the ball to defend that cutter, and it's costing them some easy shots and free throws for Northgate.
You know, if you were colorblind, Bill, and you came out here tonight and you saw Northgate, and you couldn't tell your orange from your red, you'd think Princeton.
Exactly. They run a very, very disciplined offense. They do a nice job. They know where they're supposed to be, and they make you play defense for 25, 30 seconds every possession.
Nikki Heil with the foul, her second. This is Rochelle Haft on the line, looking for her 8th point of the night. So Heil becomes a spectator with 7:31 to go here in the third. This is a chance to bring Northgate within 2. Maybe as part of his preparation for playing the Tigers, Cal coach Brent Braun can check out the tape of this game.
Exactly. Here comes Northgate in their full court pressure.
McGlennon looking to pass around Engelmeyer. Finds Keegan, back to McGlennon, and she draws the bump on the floor.
Here comes the cutter. Passes a little inside. Courtney loses control, but Shauna McGlennon gets it back and draws a foul. In games like these, George, you have a sneaking suspicion it might come down to free throws. I don't know about you, but Northgate is not a team that's going to go away. They're going to be there at the end, and if you make free throws, you probably win a game like this.
Northgate looks like the kind of club that can use every one of those 30 seconds on the shot clock, too.
Exactly.
Courtney Keegan through traffic into Ryerson.
Outstanding pass by Keegan. I'm not sure how she saw her at the low post. She was headed out of bounds.
Like that Goodell Kelly, she has 4. Lancers by 4.
Nice play.
Osaguera with the steal to
Great
Ryerson.
pass to Ryerson. 2 great plays by Osaguera, the steal and the assist.
Ryerson with 7, Lancers by 6, 34-28. 6:35 to go here in the third. Drusilla Haft.
Here comes Northgate right back. I don't think they're 27-2 for nothing, George. They're not going to go away. You're going to have to play defense on them for 4 quarters.
They had a 10-game winning streak to open the season and a 17-game winning streak before losing to Newark Memorial in the section final. Turnaround for Guerra, not there. McGlennon for the putback, fighting Sandune, and Ryerson there. Had it blocked. McGlennon keeps it alive, but to Sandune. Out ahead for Drusilla Haft.
Notice Northgate not in a big hurry. They're not rushing. They had a situation, no numbers advantage. They back it up and run their offense. Great discipline. Nice deflection by Ryerson on that to get the steal. Both teams, George, playing great defense. Let's face it. It's a good game. Both teams playing hard.
The angle for Guerra.
Nice rebound. Goodell Kelly.
Again.
Just can't get it to fall.
Last touch by a Lancer.
Questionable call there, it appears. Coach DiCarlo not real thrilled, as you can see.
.5:15 to go here in the third period. 4-point ball game. Northgate down 34-30 with the basketball. Sandu, the open look. And Courtney Keegan loses the rebound out of bounds. This is always a dangerous situation right here, the inbound underneath.
Inbound underneath your basket. St. Francis goes to the 2-3 zone trap. They're going to try to trap the corner pass. Another nice job by Northgate. They really they do a good job of looking cross court.
The jump ball goes to the Broncos.
And that's what we talked about earlier, defense.
The one thing that impresses me about this much smaller Northgate team, Bill, is they're not afraid to lob over the zone of a taller team.
Exactly, and the terminology of a skip pass is exactly that, George. You're throwing over the top. You see even on the inbounds pass, finding the open player against the zone, usually it's cross court. Some people can't throw that pass accurately, but it looks like all the Northgate players are well schooled and well disciplined. There it is.
Engelmeyer off a 15-foot chest feed from Sandu.
There were 4 passes, ball never hit the ground, easy 8-foot open shot.
And they were all at least 15 to 18-foot passes.
Exactly.
These aren't big kids throwing them. Keegan firing for 3. Ryerson chases it down. Underneath for Goodell Kelly. The catch and shoot and the foul.
Charlie Ryerson, I just can't stress enough how important a role she's playing tonight. As you can see here, first of all, she gets the offensive rebounder. And now watch her look away and find Goodell Kelly at the low post. That's a great job of passing right there.
That Ryerson feed puts Goodell Kelly on the line for a pair. Chance to extend a 2-point Lancer lead. Goodell Kelly did not go to the line against Homestead, but was 1 of 2 in the 66-37.
I think it's important for Heather to establish herself as she's doing now at that low post and get some hoops for St. Francis. Be a force in there. She's got a nice touch, soft touch at the free throw line.
Was 1 of 2 against Carmel, 2 of 2 so far in this game with 6 points. Lancers back up by 4 with 4:13 to go. Drusilla Haft looking for Dawson to pop open. Now it's top for Engelmeyer. Underneath for Drusilla Haft, blocked by Keegan. The Lancers on the break. Guerra, cross court for Ryerson.
She traveled. She shuffled that pivot foot just before she put the ball down.
You know, Bill, I've noticed that most traveling violations aren't for not dribbling enough, they're for pivoting with the wrong foot.
Exactly.
Christine Garma back for the Lancers. She had 4 points in the closing seconds of the first half.
I thought she had a big first half for St. Francis. When they started to give up the lead a little bit and Courtney Keegan goes out, Garma came in and did a great job for them.
Garma matching up against Drusilla Hatch, always a tough assignment. Engelmeyer gets open.
Northgate's a nice shooting team.
Engelmeyer has 12 off the bench. We have a 2-point game with 3:29 to go here in the third period. Ryerson pops out to a wing. Good post up by Keegan.
Almost looked as if Keegan thought that ball was going in. She started to take off down to the other end. Nice interior passing there.
Sandu from Engelmeyer.
Big rebound by Goodell Kelly.
Here comes Ryerson. Ryerson had her eyes on one place, and that was the baseline and then the basket.
She did. I think two things going on in her mind. First of all, I think she actually might have been looking for Heather at the low post, saw that she was covered and saw a little gap herself. There you see it. She kind of glances up, and now she makes that drive, and somebody had a hand on her.
The foul is on Courtney Dawson, her second. Ryerson's tray retrieved by Keegan.
Ball just won't fall for Courtney.
There's
Heather Goodell.
She has 8 off the bench. 38-34 Lancers, 2:37 to go in the third. Engelmeyer.
Oh, in and out. Don't want to give up that second shot. There's the putback.
Sandu with 8 points tonight, 6 of them on putbacks. 2-point ball game with 2:20 to play. Garma works the point for the Lancers. Remember, Nikki Heil on the bench with a couple of fouls.
Here's the double team. I think Heather Goodell Kelly did the right thing. She split the double team. She just didn't convert the bucket.
Now Northgate into their half-court game. Engelmeyer.
Can't allow that if you're St. Francis. Uncontested baseline drive and no help side, George. That's not going to be good. Timeout by the Lancers.
Timeout by the Lancers after Engelmeyer scores 6 here in the third period. 1:49 to play in the third. And we're all tied up at 38. St. Francis and Northgate. The winner moves on and plays either Del Campo or Pleasant Valley, and the loser goes home. Charles Tharp out here tonight enjoying tonight's game. I hope Charles remembers me and sends me a postcard from Hawaii.
We might want to make some visits to watch him play, George.
3 seconds against Goodell Kelly.
It's a call you don't see that often, and yet we've seen it twice tonight by the same official. So my suggestion to the girls is you better get out of there because he's probably going to call it again.
Engelmeyer.
Looked like a travel there, but no call. There's Keegan.
And Garma, the scrappy point guard, clears it forecourt for the Lancers. Minute 22 to play here in the third. We're tied at 38. Goodell Kelly, Ryerson. Over to Garma. Ryerson wants to get open outside, goes inside, can't get the roll. Sandu the rebound. You know, Bill, outside of Engelmeyer, Northgate does not really have a super individual talent.
No, we're not talking about a team of superstars. There's just 5 very, very good players.
The basket and the foul for Drusilla Haft. Garma with the contact. And the Broncos all of a sudden up by 2 points, outscoring St. Francis 14-10 in the period.
They just do a great job of recognizing open players on the floor and finding them and getting them easy shots, and that's exactly what they did there.
So McGlennon sits down. Teresa Guerra is back for St. Francis, joined by Ryerson, Keegan, Goodell Kelly, and Garma. 52 seconds to play here in the third period. Lancers are down 4.
Nice look by Ryerson.
Guerra forced that one.
Yeah, a little off balance there. She'd been wise to just make a 2-foot stop and kick the ball out.
24 seconds left, 2-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Charlene Weiss on for the first time tonight. Back up top for Engelmeyer. That's 6 in the period, 14 in the game. Clock to 9. Priscilla Half driving, off balance. Sandu, the putback, count it.
Here comes the air ball, rebound. And a foul on Courtney Keegan.
Big foul on Keegan, her third. By the way, 3 team fouls on the Lancers here in the second half. And a chance to go up by 5 for Northgate.
The momentum's definitely shifted to Northgate here in about the last 2 or 3 minutes. We'll see what St. Francis can do and come out in the fourth quarter. Perhaps get a quick shot here in the third.
3.6 seconds left. Ryerson.
There it is.
Figuera. The layup. Count it!
With 3.8 left, George, you're not sure you're going to get a good shot, and yet they give up a touchdown pass. Here comes a replay. Great vision by Ryerson. Ball's on the money. Ware lays the ball in and is fouled.
How did Mike Mitchell miss Charlie Ryerson?
No kidding. It's a great pass. She's made about 5 or 6 of them tonight.
So the free throw coming up for Teresa Guerra, the 5'6" senior, one of the veterans on this ball club, her third varsity season. And the Lancers are back within 2. 1 second left. We're going to have a great fourth period coming your way on KMVT. St. Francis down by 2, Northgate with the momentum. Who knows what's going to happen next? Eight minutes remains in someone's season. Northgate hopes it's St. Francis, and St. Francis hopes it's Northgate. Right now, the edge to the Broncos, the visitors from Walnut Creek, and St. Francis, the host school in the 4 seed, to open up on offense. George Devine and Bill Delaney with you from the Roscoe Memorial on the St. Francis campus. Heather Goodell Kelly throws it away inside to recover the errant pass. Here's Charlie Ryerson. Pass thrown away inside, and guess who was there for the steal? Sharon Engelmeyer.
There's Northgate's defensive presence being felt again. I think it's very important for St. Francis to create some turnovers, to make some things happen. This might be it, but no. Looked like a deflection to me on that, but they give it back to Northgate. I think St. Francis has to make some things happen defensively, George. Northgate's just had too many easy shots in the last few minutes.
Sandu's had a couple of those, finds Drusilla Hanft.
Lancers in the 2-3 zone. There it is. That's what you need.
Keegan. She has 14. That ties it at 43. Opposite way. Here's Dawson. The lead shifts back to Northgate for the moment.
You hate to give up an easy return shot like that, but that's a case of St. Francis just not being alert in their transition game from the made basket to defense.
6:48 to go in the fourth. Guerra out of the corner, back up to Ryerson. Floater 3. Engelmeyer out to the corner for the rebound. Engelmeyer, if she was 4 inches taller, would be a definite lock to go to Division I as a 3, possibly a big 2.
Great drive. Nice left hand on the layup.
Half with 10. Northgate lead back up to 4, 47-43 with 6:11 to play. Keegan off a drive.
Looks like Courtney Keegan's decided to take over, as she normally does as a senior.
Lancers down 2. Inside of 6 minutes here in the fourth period. Sandu. A drive on Goodell Kelly.
Oh, what a shot that was. Double teamed. I'm not sure she saw the basket when she left her feet, yet it goes in.
Sandu has 13. And Ryerson picked underneath by Dawson. The foul coming up is Dawson's third.
Here's the low post. Double teamed, turn, spins, and makes it. I don't know about that, George. High degree of difficulty.
We have a visitor out on the floor to fix the volleyball stanchion.
Coach Filios, he's everywhere.
Just can't stay away from basketball in March. Sandu with the steal, right now playing like a woman possessed.
Yes, she is, and that's great defense. You got to give Northgate credit. They're earning it.
Northgate 27-2 on the year. Engelmeyer off a screen. Rebound Ryerson. And Engelmeyer's called for the ground. That'll be the Engelmeyer's first and the third team foul coming up.
Here comes Ryerson on the rebound, goes to dribble out, and probably got her with the body there.
I think she got her money's worth.
Yep.
Nikki Heil back in the game with the ball. Keegan up top for Guerra. Now lob underneath for Heil.
I was just going to say it'd been a while since St. Francis had gotten the ball to the low post, and sure enough, it goes in and they convert, so they're right in it again.
They might have read your mind, Bill. 49-47, Northgate with the lead. Question is, they go open floor.
Can't let her go unguarded.
Drusilla Haft with 12 points.
Great pump fake, dribble drive right down the lane. And I couldn't tell if St. Francis was in a zone or a man there, and that might have been the problem. They might have been a little bit confused because that looked pretty wide open.
Second personal on Shauna McGlennon. 4 team fouls on the Lancers.
I think the key for St. Francis now, George, is not to panic. Don't worry about the clock. Just run what you're going to do. Get back in a little at a time. No one play is going to get them 5 points.
In traffic, Ryerson is pushed.
It's a nice pass inside once again. Tendency is here as a team sometimes, as you look at the score, you think we're down 5, we have to score quickly, but you really don't. Run your normal offense, play solid defense, chip away at it, you'll be fine.
Charlie Ryerson will go to the line. The Lancers are in the bonus.
I think Charlie's played an outstanding game tonight, really both ends of the floor. I'm particularly impressed with her passing ability because we know that she's capable of scoring.
I have a few college coaches who are giving her a look right now. Charlene Weiss back on for Northgate for Dawson.
Be interesting to see what St. Francis does defensively if she converts this. If they try to mix up the defense, throw something a little bit different at Northgate.
The Lancers miss a chance to come within 3. They trail by 4, 52-48 with 4:20 to play. Engelmeyer up top, out to Drusilla Haft. Inside for her sister, Rochelle.
Big possession there. St. Francis got the turnover. A chance to cut it to 2, perhaps 1.
The big trick, though, is to put it in the basket.
Exactly.
Heil posting up, calling for the ball.
Nice pass inside by Keegan. Foul before the shot, I believe, George.
Yeah, it's on Sandu. Sandu had a good hold the whole way on Heil.
Here it comes. Keegan's looking for it, backs up a little bit. Look at that. Real nice look inside.
Yeah, the disadvantage was there the whole way. The rebound, the replay left no doubts. Nikki Heil, who started out at St. Francis and spent 2 years in Kansas before returning back here, misses the first.
That's what I meant about those free throws. This is the time you have to convert them. Northgate, timeout.
So each team has 3 timeouts left with 3:47 left in the game. Northgate right now at the edge. Let's reset a couple of things for you. Northgate with 8 team fouls already put St. Francis into the single bonus. The Lancers have 4 team fouls, so they have 2 to give before they get to the 7th and put the Broncos in the bonus. Possession hour right now favoring Northgate. That's always a key down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the Northgate timeout, George. They haven't called one yet with 3:47 in their ball, 4-point lead. I wouldn't be surprised to see an even more deliberate offense, some specials that maybe they haven't run offensively that St. Francis has not seen in the hopes of getting an open shot. They definitely are a controlled tempo team, and I'm sure Coach Adami right now is stressing exactly what he wants done in the last 3.5 minutes.
If you're talking about what St. Francis has seen and what they haven't, scouting for a game like this is almost impossible.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's just very, very difficult. I think it's going to come down to those critical free throws, and the team that's maybe the most disciplined on both ends of the floor will come away with a victory here.
3:47 left, 52-48. Northgate with the lead in the basketball. Drusilla Hatch.
St. Francis in, looks like a zone. But boy, they're shooting well tonight.
Engelmeyer with 16. It's almost reached her season average. Puts Northgate up by a half dozen. Their biggest lead was 7 at one point. McGlennon held on to by Engelmeyer.
Lancers are shooting.
McGlennon hasn't been to the line yet tonight for St. Francis. Remember, 3 timeouts left for each club. And Bill, I've always thought a good sign of a well-coached club late in the game like this, how many timeouts they have left.
Oh, exactly. I thought that was a strategic play. I thought Coach DiCarlo, Coach Smith, and Coach Min used their timeout wisely, and we're going to find out the last 3:24. I think every possession is becoming very big now, especially for St. Francis. There's that free throw you have to. Nice hustle by Ryerson, but foot must have been on the baseline. But once again, we've seen a earlier missed free throw, and this last one, and that's a 4-point swing possibly.
Engelmeyer handles against the single pressure in the backcourt. Michelle Haft, I got for Engelmeyer, who can handle as well as shoot.
It's a beautiful drive.
18 points off the bench tonight. 3 minutes to go. Ryerson trying to answer. The putback. The putback again. Goodell Kelly, count it.
It's a big basket for St. Francis. A great job by Ryerson. First of all, penetrating, getting the shot, putbacks. She didn't make them, but certainly the intent was there, and a great job of following right there by Heather.
By the way, that's the 10th team foul on Northgate. So it's the double bonus for St. Francis from this point onward.
We're going to get in a position where St. Francis is going to be looking to extend their defense a little bit, and we'll see Northgate looks like a pretty good ball handling team, so it's going to be an interesting defensive challenge. Here it comes, one and done.
Rochelle Howe.
There's the turnover you're looking for.
By the way, that last foul was on Engelmeyer. She has 3. Remember, the Lancers are in the double bonus. .241 to play, down by 5.
Nice pass into the post. Ryerson to Keegan for the basket and the foul. It's exactly what you're looking for.
Courtney Keegan tonight playing very well inside.
Just great vision by Charlie Ryerson.
Chance for her 19th point of the evening. More importantly, to bring the Lancers within 2.
St. Francis, see if they keep that pressure on them.
Priscilla Howe.
No call there, it was close.
Engelmeyer.
Boy, oh boy, can they shoot.
She has 20. Northgate by 4 with 2:20 to play. Turnaround for Goodell Kelly. McGlennon, the rebound of the floor. This is where that possession arrow comes into play.
Yep, to Northgate. 2:12 to go, down 4. St. Francis will be looking to convert. A little bit of defensive pressure here.
Engelmeyer getting the ball in the critical situation. Scored the last time down for the Broncos. Sandu.
Excellent execution by Northgate.
She's 5 above her season average. And a timeout going to the Lancers with 1:50 to play. St. Francis trails by a half dozen. We're back for the closing minutes in a moment. Highlights of the St. Francis boys season, which ended last week with a loss to Woodside. I want to let you know Sin-Kyu Carey is on the mend after having some problems with his right leg following that game. He collapsed in the locker room. He's back at home now and back at school. We send our best get well wishes along to him. Charlie Ryers make it. Heather Gunnell Kelly is going to go to the line after the bump inside against Sandu. That's Sandu's 4th.
Still a lot of time left, down 6, 1:45. St. Francis in a position where free throws become even more important, and so does their defense. The bottom line is they have to stop Northgate from scoring, and Northgate's converted, I believe, their last 3 possessions. So St. Francis is going to have to put the clamps on them if they expect to get back in this game and perhaps pull it out.
Gunnell Kelly is 3 of 3 tonight.
We're seeing some excellent basketball tonight, George. Both teams, really.
One of the better fundamental high school games I've seen in a long time.
No doubt about it. It's high quality.
The Lancer bench wondering if there will be tomorrow.
St. Francis full court, full front defense.
Where the Lancers have 2 fouls to give. Dawson out to Engelmeyer, who has 20 points.
What impresses me about Northgate is every player can handle the ball. Every player can pass. Look at this. Very impressive.
They pull it out with 10 on the shot clock. Engelmeyer. And Sandu. And the Lancers hang on to it. Here comes Keegan. Keegan again tied up. And the foul coming up on Rochelle Ham.
You could see the look on Keegan's face the minute she got the ball. She was going to the basket. It didn't matter who was in her way. Here she comes. She's going to get there. Doesn't make the shot, but notice where she is. Boom, picks it up again. As I said earlier, George, she's such a great competitor. She's going to scrap and fight right down to the end.
Minute 5 to play. First of 2 free throws. 20 points for Keegan, but the Lancers still down by 3. It's a very important free throw coming up.
Beautiful. No doubt about that free throw. And here are the Lancers. Nice deflection.
Northgate basketball with 1:04 left to play. 60-58 is our score. Northgate with the lead.
Great defense.
Loose ball will go to Northgate.
St. Francis making it tough on him, George.
McGlennon, who created the turnover, couldn't keep it in bounds. 1 minute to play. Remember, the Lancers have a couple of fouls to give and use one. It's on Keegan, which will be her 4th.
Certainly they can't afford to lose Courtney Keegan. The foul itself, not a bad one, though. She almost had the steal. The referee called it for the reach.
So Northgate takes a break with 56.6 left. They have 2 timeouts left. The Lancers, by our count, have 3 left. And Bill, this has been a great game tonight. It's going to be a greater finish, I believe.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic one, because now if you're St. Francis, you're figuring 56 seconds. We have 5 fouls. We have another foul to give. Do you want to take it now, or do you want to just go out and play straight up man-to-man defense, maybe throw a double team at them, hoping for the turnover. It'll be interesting. St. Francis can take some chances now and hopefully not get burned, but they can be a little bit more aggressive because they're not putting them on the line automatically.
And where the loser goes home, the winner plays either Del Campo or Pleasant Valley. George Devine and Bill Delaney with you at the Rascom Memorial. Those who come out here tonight have gotten their $6 worth and a little more.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's a great high school basketball game.
Remember, the second round, the semifinal round of Norcal's, will be held at home site. So should Del Campo win as the top seed tonight, one of these teams will be making a trip up I-80 into the 916 area code.
Exactly.
Those of you who are numbers buffs.
Lancers coming out very aggressively. I like that so far.
Dawson keeps it inside of half court. Sandu.
They're playing a little keep away. Smart move. They're playing the clock.
Engelmeyer to the rescue with 8 on the shot clock.
Fans wanted to walk. Referees didn't see it that way. It's probably a good no call.
4 seconds
Look
left
at that.
to Kansas. Lancers down 4 with 22 seconds left.
Just clutch shooting. That's all you can say. It's just great clutch shooting by Northgate.
So here's the situation, folks. 19.3 seconds left. St. Francis calling a timeout with the basketball, down by 4.
Here's the replay. You see their patience. They're spread out. They're 15 to 18 feet away. Come down the middle, put the ball up. It wasn't bad defense, George. It's just a nice shot. Let's face it. St. Francis did a nice job defensively.
And Sharon Engelmeyer's hit a lot of nice shots tonight. She's got 22 points.
I've been very impressed with their shooting and passing ability. I can see why they're 27-2. And like you said, it's a little bit deceptive. They're not extremely big. They're not extremely quick. They just run their stuff, and they get the shot they want. And when they do, and they get their feet set, that ball's in the basket.
And they seem to force their opposition to play their style of basketball.
Exactly, and you alluded to Princeton earlier. Same type of philosophy. You're going to have to guard us, but not only that, you have to guard us for 25 to 30 seconds every possession. And if you're not well-schooled fundamentally and disciplined, you're going to pay the price because they're going to convert.
And you can never rest on defense, and I'm sure Coach Gabe Adami, who led San Ramon Valley to a state title back in 1991, just stressed that in his huddle.
It's a big possession coming up here. St. Francis scores. They may take a quick timeout.
The clock has not yet started. Now it does. Yanel Kelly with the basket.
Now we're going to have some protests. Coach Adami all the way out on the floor talking to the referee about the clock not starting. In a game like that, that's huge.
Well, you can't blame him.
No, I mean,
that clock was stuck on 19.6 for what to him seemed like a couple of lifetimes.
And I don't believe they put the St. Francis 2 on the board, have they?
Well, as long as they put it in the book.
Exactly. So I'm sure our official timer, Dave Frank, is hearing a little bit from the official about.
Not as much as he heard from Gabe Adami, I bet. So I know on most benches there's one assistant coach or one manager or one player whose job it is in these situations to watch the clock.
Oh, yeah.
And to make sure that thing is moving when it's supposed to be moving.
And the question I have is, what are they going to do? Are they going to rule that they take a second or two off, or are they just going to let it go?
Obvious advantage to St. Francis being that they're down on the scoreboard to have the extra time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it could have been 2 to 3 seconds. We could be looking at an 8 seconds left to go in the game.
Should be 15 seconds, Rep.
And when you got a 2-point ball game on your hands,
15
and
seconds.
your team is winning like Gabe Adami's is, get rid of all the time you want to.
All right, and here's the score. Here's the situation now, George. Let's take a look at that foul situation. St. Francis with a 5. Must foul on the inbounds pass within a second. I don't think they can afford to let 3 seconds go by. They have to take one, maybe a steal if everything goes right. But you've got to foul because you want to put them on the line or get the ball back, but you can't afford any time to run off.
Dawson with the job of getting it into Engelmeyer. And the bump right away by McGlennon.
That's a good call, but St. Francis had to take that, and now they're going to have to do it one more time immediately and not let that thing get to 10.
This will put Northgate on the line if they foul right here.
St. Francis doing a nice job of pressuring them.
That's where you find out how good Northgate is in the clutch. Into Engelmeyer. McGlennon again, the bump. And Engelmeyer, who has 22 points tonight, but has not been to the line, goes up for a 1-and-1. Mike DiCarlo has 2 timeouts to burn, should he want to put some ice on the shooter. 9.5 seconds left. So he'll bring on a sub, Nikki Heil. She'll come on for Stacey Seguero. And right now, Sharon Engelmeyer in the loneliest place in the world.
Exactly, but she's been a clutch player tonight, so we'll find out now with 9.5 to go in the ball game. There was no doubt. This is a confident shooting team, George. Nothing seems to rattle them. Now you're still a one-possession game. They pull all their players out, send them deep. If she misses, St. Francis still has a chance to tie, but she doesn't. It's clutch.
2 possessions and 8 seconds to cover for the Lancers. They need a 3 right away. Ryerson driving baseline. And they call an immediate timeout with 1.3 left, but they are down by 2. So the Lancers are going to have to rub the lamp a little bit harder and hope the genie finds them some luck. By the way, St. Francis with 1 timeout left. Northgate with 2, should they decide to use them.
Realistically now, George, what you're looking at if you're St. Francis is a steal on the inbounds pass, perhaps a 5-second violation where you're going to have to full front and take a chance. You might want to encourage them, believe it or not, to throw the long bomb. The ball goes out of bounds, nobody touches it, you get the ball back on your own baseline. Then you're in business. But you can't really afford to let much happen. If the ball comes in, it's got to be an instant foul and take your chances at the other end.
Or how about the old running the baseline player, the old Kansas inbound?
Well, you can try it. I haven't seen anybody do it in the last few years, but we certainly used to have that in our arsenal. Used to practice it every day, where you have someone that's guarding the ball take a charge. But it doesn't look like they're going to do it. They're going to take their chances and try to deny here, I think.
Dawson again. In
there it is.
The knock away. Northgate ball with 0.3 seconds left.
Pretty close play. Now if you're Northgate, just throw it to the other end. Just throw it down there and let St. Francis go get it, and they can't possibly shoot it in time.
Dawson inbounding from the front row. Gets it inside. And it's last touch by Northgate.
The buzzer is not sounded, George. Therefore, St. Francis can still.
The clock is at 0.0.
It doesn't matter. The buzzer has to go off. St. Francis is they catches and shoots.
Right now, Bill Michaels, one of the officials, over checking. One of the questions he asked is the automatic horn on?
Well, my guess is it's on, but the buzzer hasn't sounded. Therefore, what's going to happen, George, the buzzer's going to go off as soon as the ball's touched, and the referees are going to have to make a decision if that ball goes in.
Well, the game is over. Northgate wins. They say time has expired, and it'll be Northgate advancing to play either Del Campo or Pleasant Valley. And the Lancers wrap up their season at 26-5. So Northgate, the runners-up in the North Coast section, go to 28-2 on the year. And Bill, great ball game tonight.
Oh, it's a fantastic game, and it really a credit to both teams. St. Francis played a great game, and Northgate earned their victory. This was not a fluke or anything else, and I think it's a tribute to the discipline of Northgate and their great shooting down the stretch.
So a classic 4-5 game in the first round of the Norcals. And that'll do it for our basketball coverage this winter on KMVT. It's been a pleasure having you all along with us. We'd like to thank our producer and director, Lazarus Sargenitas, Wendy Fleet, our technical director, and our entire KMVT crew. Championship game tonight, and they gave you a championship effort. We'd also like to thank the CIF and Jim Newell, and the CIF would like to thank Arco AM/PM for their support of high school athletics in the state of California. For Bill Delaney, this is George Devine wishing you a very pleasant good evening from St. Francis High School's RASCOM Memorial. Once again, the final score, Northgate 64, St. Francis 62.